morning, Speed Gaming 2. Welcome to some Speed Gaming Live featuring Super Metroid Link to the Past Combo Randomizer. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Alucard 2004. How you doing, Alu?
Doing awesome. We got an exciting race between AceZer0, 187, and neatorific. Pretty strong runners in this game. We are in the round of 16 of our SMZ3 tournament here at Speed Gaming Live 2020, and boy, is this going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think these two are really nicely evenly matched. I race against them all the time in weeklies. Their times tend to come up pretty similarly. Nito, having participated in the Invitational a few weeks ago, Ace not participating in that, but he's right, I figure, right on that edge below those 8 players, and easily could have been one of the players in that tournament if there'd been a little bit more space for it.
Ace performed pretty consistently at the top end of a lot of the weeklies lately. Just been really honing his skills, so I think he'll probably give neatorific a run for his money. Despite not participating in the Invitational, it'll be a good one.
Right, and we should be getting going pretty soon. Probably going to get the normal start from both of them. Don't expect to see much change, at least not the, I don't expect either one of them to check SM first. That one check being pretty long and usually doesn't pay off. And here we go. And a bit of a palette swap there for Nito. Using a different Samus sprite. Just color different, but if Asher's in chat, he could tell me which hack that comes from. In fact, I think I saw him earlier.
Yeah, it's cool that Combo has started opening up more sprite options in both Link to the Past and Super Metroid, which I feel like the Super Metroid one's much more of like a recent development, and a lot of people have been getting involved with the creation there.
We get the word. It's not from a hack. It's a custom-made one for the Vari Randomizer. Nice. And we did see just a heart container on that Lake Hylia Island, so we're not going to worry about that at all. Ace in particular likes to skip like every heart piece that he can skip, so he's definitely not going to pick that up.
Yeah, I know Ace is also participating in the Link to the Past SG Live tournament as well, so yeah, he's pretty seasoned Link to the Past runner.
Yeah, it's Ace came to us more from the Link to the Past side and is made really good strides in Super Metroid as well. Nito, I think, really just kind of came in from both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get the Uncle check. I like the early Uncle check in SMZ3. I like it a lot better than in Link to the Past. So many more items in the pool, so it's a little bit hard to get those bombs and get those rupees.
Yeah, Nito actually getting a bomb drop there. Pretty fortunate, but there are 50 rupees in Sanctuary, so can always buy some bombs in Kakariko. Not going to be too bad here.
Yeah, worst case scenario for the runners is having to buy bombs, not being able to afford the bottle vendor. Nito with 70 rupees already, and all the ones you can pick up shouldn't have an issue. Ace at only 50, probably needs to get a little bit more before he's safe there.
Yeah, looks like he's going to check the poultry up here, maybe check Lumberjack, head on in the forest.
Oh, now there's some bombs. That always feels good.
Another farm round in the Lost Woods.
Yeah, 5 rupees also nice
cash.
Too.
Yeah, it's good for buying the bottle vendor item here, because maybe you want to just be able to do that on your first pass, and it looks like they'll be able to.
Yep, and just 20 rupees on Lumberjack, so we're not going to see AGA for the item. SMZ3, much more rare that you have even a logically required AGA seed, let alone a hard required AGA seed.
Yeah, so many interesting routing options in SMZ3, like the portal through Meridia to get to the Dark World. Just kind of makes that less of a likely outcome.
And we get just some missiles, but that is our first ammo item.
I think we got some supers at Uncle, maybe.
Oh, did we? Okay.
But, I mean, first missile pack.
Yeah. Supers are a little more notable. Like, you're going to get a ton of missiles in this. But this early, you pick them up.
Yeah, sometimes, seeds can be stingy and just like not give you the ammo you want. And if you run out of missiles early on in Super Metroid, then your menuing is all thrown off and it just gets
Yeah, and the
nasty.
beam combo. If you're with a bad beam combination, or if you have no beam at all, just the pea shooter, so to speak. It's nice to have those extra missiles.
Definitely. All right, first look at Blind's Hut. What we got?
Piece of heart, blue boomerang, reserve tank, a bottle, link to the past reserve tank.
Yeah, double reserve. I mean, that's nice. We can check Sick
you get
Kid
to check
now.
Sick Kid. Okay, so Sick Kid maybe has something. Not really much in Blind's Hut there. I mean, the boomerang is good for stunning things if you're still stuck on bombs as your only weapon.
Yeah, it's good in dark rooms if they want to do some, like Dark Cross or something like that. Oh, hey, a bunch of pendants.
Yeah, a
Desert
bunch
and
of
Hera.
bad pendants.
Yep.
Not even a green pendant. But a speed booster early is really nice. It means that when we go through Brinstar, we won't have to leave Waterway alone.
It also means we have access to a handful of extra Super Metroid checks, which is
not so nice.
Yeah. Well, it might be, depending on if you make the play early. But
we do get our first energy tank, so at least they've got some health that is actually in a tank.
Yeah.
Okay, money not going to be an issue. We have enough for the bottle vendor, and if he needs to buy more bombs, which I don't think he will, but he still can if he needs it.
Yeah, I mean, on this route, you don't tend to head over to the tree pole. Again, like, maybe if you're doing escape, you may have that opportunity. Ooh, Ice Beam. Nice.
That's a nice early find.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he buys bombs here, but, I could see it either way.
Yeah, let's see what that Sick Kid, if that bottle's worth anything. No.
I mean, vanilla.
Very vanilla.
Bottle, and we have a bug net. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Let's go grab a fairy. And more missiles. So, not a whole on Kakarot, just a speed booster really to note. That Ice Beam could become interesting if we get mountain access in other than, like with a lamp and a glove or a flute. Because it actually would open up one extra Super Metroid check up in the Alpha Power Bombs area. And he's seeing that piece hard, he's not coming back for that. He's going to go ahead and blind check the race game. With as little as they've gotten right now, I like this.
Not bad. You don't really lose that much time, honestly, because you can kind of see it once you get towards the end of the race game. Wow, they're both doing it. Nice.
And it's a super missile. And you know what? That's the kind of item that you're going to grab if you're running through the race game like this, but you're going to leave if you check it first. And an extra super, I mean, that actually can be meaningful depending on where charge beam, if it shows up at all. Having those extra supers doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah, I really like picking up the early ammo because it can just help your routing through SM just go way smoother. Just, if there's giant side hoppers that you're killing in Brinstar or whatever, you don't have to worry about farming, and that can be time consuming.
Oh, okay. Ace walking right past the dam?
Oh, it looked like he wanted to go to Agana, but just took a...
Yeah, not a bad play in this situation with only the 3 bombs. Sometimes I like to do this when I'm low on bombs. Is check the dam, and then instead of going over to Mini Moldorm, where either I don't have enough bombs or I'm just going to be really tight, I'll just go over to Agina instead. And maybe that's what his plan is, but, check the dam first.
Totally makes sense. I mean, with 3 bombs, you're not really going to be able to accomplish Mini Moldorm Cave here.
Absolutely not.
It's not really an option for Ace.
Nito was 6. He could do it, although it's going to be tight for him, but definitely doable. It's just 20 rupees. But this early, we have no money, so we'll grab it anyway. Nito also grabbing it, but Nito going to go over, take those 6 bombs to Mini Moldorm. Ace going to go over to Agina.
So do you check the ledge here? Desert
Sometimes
ledge?
I do. It's such a slow walk without boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough one for me too, but it's it's nice to get that information, because if it is something, then once you get that book or mirror access through Lower Norfair or whatever with mitts and stuff, but it's a hard one.
And just a heart container for Ace.
That Mini Moldorm took a trip over there for Nito. Oh man.
Oh, and they're dropping bombs, so he does have one more. Yeah, okay, so he's fine. Has one left to do Ice Rock Cave if he wants to. Super missiles, energy tank, arrows, and bombs. Well, that was not much of a Mini Moldorm cave.
Yikes. I mean, Ace is heading over to Sahasrahla Eastern area. Makes a lot of sense right now. A lot of items there, and with his bomb count, don't really want to do the Mini Moldorm check. But if this is nothing, then SM, right?
That speed booster may be the ticket. Green pendant at Meyer. Oof.
Well, we know all our pendants now, so that's some good information.
Yeah. Well, there's a morph ball and a lamp and a quake that we may or may not need.
Wow, that's quite the Sahasrahla there.
Yeah, that's got to be a load off, because now we don't have to worry about those speed booster checks without the morph ball.
He seems pretty happy about that too.
He's going to head into Eastern. Can't complete this dungeon unless we find a bow, an energy tank, and Ice Rod Cave. So if Ace never gets back to the rest of the South Shore, he won't be missing anything.
There are some E-tanks down there, which can be nice early on in SM, because, health management is a big deal.
Yep.
Especially when you don't have any suits and you want to be damage boosting all over the place.
Yep.
So, I would expect him to hit up Mini Moldorm Cave. I don't know about Ice Rod, but Mini Moldorm Cave before heading into Super Metroid. And I'm not even sure we have any power bombs yet, so it may not even be worth it.
We don't. I think you're right. Oh, nice sword. Yeah, I don't like to head into SM without power bombs, if at all possible. At least 5. That big pink area, it is possible to use 5 power bombs in that area and just use the 5 power bombs, but it's really, really tight. Although with Waterway available, there is a place you can farm those power bombs.
Right.
Okay,
10 to 15
Hobo.
are generally what you want.
Hobo gives us an out-of-logic mushroom.
I mean, you could grow mushrooms under the bridge there.
Sure.
It makes sense.
Now, I don't think I follow that right away. I wait until I'm going to want to go into Super Metroid. Follow that mushroom, and that way, if it's nothing, I can reset it for fake powder and go straight to Super Metroid.
Great strategy.
And looks like Nito is kind of maybe thinking along those lines. Certainly isn't going to turn in right now. Looks like he's going to head over and get his morph ball over at Saha.
Yeah, and I would suspect him to also go into Eastern again with no power bombs.
Yeah, I would too. He also checks that green pendant. Really, the only thing we don't know is what our red crystals are at this point, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's probably one of the only times I would check Sahasrahla is when you already have like a little bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
That lamp may be pushing Ace to keep going here in Eastern, but again, no power bombs, so you check what you can. I think there's one item left here.
Yeah, I think so. And I also think we're going to see Escape soon. We're starting to run out of things to do in Link to the Past, but without power bombs, that SM play, just can't do Kraid. You can get all the way down to Norfair, but you can't actually do Kraid. So, and you can't do a lot of the checks in Brinstar without any kind of power bombs, without bombs even. So it just makes sense to to try and get those power bombs. And Ace gonna head down to South Shore and get his extra ammo and E-tanks.
Yeah, fortunately for Ace, you know, he did pick up that sword in Eastern that Nito just grabbed, so doesn't have to really worry about the bomb situation. I mean, he's probably anxious for Ice Rod Cave, but he's going to get bailed out here in Mini Moldorm.
Yeah, nice to be able to go into Mini Moldorm with some sort of weapon. And unfortunately, we're now at the one of those points when the runners are doing what the other one is just done. But yeah, I think after this, both after Nito's done in Eastern and Ace is done in this area, probably going to see them converge into the escape, hoping to get some power bombs. And if that doesn't work out, then I guess their only choice is going to be to go into SM and hope that SM has those power bombs.
Just got to do it live. I mean, there is like a fake flipper to hobo option here for Ace. I don't really like it, but because you can't really check anything else with it. But that could be kind of like a terminal location for him.
Yeah, and we're not going to see the Zora area. Zora area being don't have the money, don't have the Moon Pearl to sequence break it. All you could do is stare at the item on the ledge.
But when you are running out of locations, stuff like that fake flipper to hobo, like out of logic power bombs, feel pretty good.
Yep, but out of logic mushroom.
Yeah,
I do
exactly.
still think that Nito will check that mushroom when his intention is to go into SM.
I think that may be after escape. Ace is going for it, so looks like they'll be on pretty even footing here. Nito just finishing up the last check in Eastern. Hasn't checked Agina, so that's kind of the main difference here.
And once Ace gets into the water, it doesn't matter if he only has the one heart because, it's an instant death if you get hit anyway, so.
Yeah. And here comes escape from Nito, so you're gonna get that information.
Yeah, the only question I'd have at this point is if we find nothing in the escape, does Nito go over to Agina's cave? It's the one check that Ace did that Nito has not done.
Right. What's also an interesting option here, which I don't think a lot of players tend to utilize, especially with the sword, boomerang, you can steal the key early and do back of escape, and that might be like a super value play for some out of logic power bombs or something like that.
Yeah, we have the lamp to get to the back, so yeah, if that key doesn't show up, and if they get all the way, I don't know where their last save and quit. It looks like Ace just saved and quit. Oh, there's some power bombs, so they're fine. And actually, Nito's going to go do that. He's going to go for it.
Cool. I love it.
One option would be, though, if you get down to the bottom and there's nothing there, you could also save scum. Go ahead and reset and grab that key again if there's nothing there.
Very true.
Now, in my case, I think it would have made a little bit more sense to go for this if you hadn't found the power bombs, but it might still pay off. That back of escape, three potential items. Yeah, Ace is going to keep on going, so I like this. We're going to see all of the castle right now.
Yeah, this could be big one way or the other. And I mean, you could also hit small key in Dark Cross, so I mean, it might all be in logic.
Yeah, to be fair, you're going to get another small key because it's either going to be at Dark Cross or it's going to be in the back.
Right. Yeah, he can death warp back even.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I like this play from Nito. Especially with that lamp, just making it very easy to get through.
Another E-tank for Ace there.
Yeah, it looks like that small key is going to be in the back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So unless we get gloves back here, we're not going to be able... Yeah, Ace is not going to be able to get this. Ace stunning the guard there to... Yeah, we didn't see anything.
Wow. Okay.
So if Ace... Yeah, so this is not going to hurt Ace. Eventually he'll just take the time to go to the back of escape with gloves. Assuming he even remembers. Both are going to death warp and switch places.
Yeah, we'll see if Ace. I guess Ace is going to go for Dark Cross here, and get those supers. But Nito can actually skip Zelda Cell because it is the map, so that's a little time gained actually.
Yeah, that's
Nito.
a nice one. Assuming that he's keeping track of that.
Right.
Which I hope he is. I mean, you should. And then Ace will know. I mean, he'll have to go in. I guess we have to go into SM. We'll see if
Yeah,
Nito
maybe
decides to
Mushroom.
check. Yeah, check that Mushroom. Reset to SM. Nito, we'll see if he decides to do a Gina. Okay, we're gonna get that save and quit. And this has got to be the mushroom play.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna do the fake flipper here.
And Nito, recognizing that has not gotten the map, does save and quit does not go to Zelda Cell.
And there's a reset as well, so Nito going straight into Super Metroid, so we're gonna start getting a look at some of these options. Ace using a bomb there to set up the fake flipper.
Yeah, not even checking the mushroom. Like, I don't blame him for skipping Agina. It's such a long check, but a little surprised he doesn't check that mushroom.
Plenty of health to be doing all these shine sparks and everything, so that's pretty nice here.
Yeah. Could do Gauntlet with a shine spark. Oh, nice space jump.
That's super amazing to get early.
I know. I love having early space jump.
But yeah, I agree. The Shine Spark strategy could be a big payoff.
Ace picks up the E-Tank. I feel like he's thinking about... No, he's gonna keep it. Okay.
Nice to have some extra energy.
Okay, he's gonna do
Probably
a
has a
second
couple
shine
tanks on him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nito will do a second shine spark here, so he can go all the way through Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a great strategy with only 5 power bombs to get these items.
Okay, Ace is also going to get that space jump.
Yeah, there is an option to go like straight to wreck ship with this as well. That's kind of an interesting choice. Because like the power bomb usage isn't nearly as bad, but it looks like both of these guys are going to be going to the gauntlet.
Yeah, we've got the good movement items for the wreck ship. Power bomb usage not as bad, but there's also soft lock potentials if you're not careful with your power bomb management. So,
right.
So it's a give and take there. There's a lot of runners that would go ahead and go straight to wreck ship here. I think I tend to like to do Bryn Loop. It's so rare that you can get that Bryn skip. There's usually at least one thing there. You know,
we're missing so much, so yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But nothing in the back of Gauntlet. You know, it's sometimes I always when I do those Bryn loops, I tend to think like, I tend to think of it. I'm like, okay, just needs to be one item here to make people do it. Just one. That's all I need. You know. And a shielded Terminator. Might as well grab it now, because if you don't grab it now, you're gonna grab it later.
Pretty much. Oh, Nito taking a right. And I kind of like this play a little bit. Maybe checking 230 and Bomb Terizo to see if you can snag another power bomb pack or something that can just help you out through the rest of this Bryn loop.
Now,
or maybe we'll see wreck ship. Yeah.
Yeah, if he takes us to wreck ship, I think that's pretty good. If he takes us down towards retro Bryn, that's where your power bomb man. Well, got a power bomb pack though. I really like to have at least 15 though if I'm going down to the retro area. It's just really power bomb heavy. Or
it is,
some sort of thing.
And routing up through Brinstar feels way less efficient than routing down through it. It's just like the gravity.
Yeah.
Not the item, but just
Yeah,
physics.
exactly. Ace reluctantly runs into that shield. I know he's not a fan of shields, but
Ace doing something similar here.
yeah. But just a heart piece at Bomb Chorizo. Okay, he's got power bomb selected, which suggests he's going to go to the right instead of the left. So I think Nito is going to head wreck ship. I mean, he could also go down red tower to Kraid instead of doing the whole Bryn loop portion. That would also be an option.
Looks like he wants a little bit of a refill here. That makes some sense. Although,
yeah, if you're going to do wreck ship,
power bombs are not so bad if you're going to Brinstar. Like you'd be able to get those back in Edekun's area.
Yeah.
So yeah, this suggests that maybe he's going to wreck ship. But okay, we're going the other way. I mean, I think both are fine.
Oh yeah,
options.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to, for wreck ship. You're definitely gonna have to do it at some point. And like we said, Bryn loop skip just is so rare.
Yeah, I know a lot of runners like to save wreck ship for later too, because go mode wreck ship versus full clear wreck ship, there's a pretty significant time difference.
Oh, for sure.
But with the item set we have, it's maybe kind of hard to ignore that. But Brinstar might push us away from it, depending on what we find there.
Yeah, and another point to make is that we do have that speed booster. Wreck ship, having that speed booster allows you to get the one item, but you can actually take a look at it. With that speed booster going down to Brinstar, we don't have to worry about orphaning Waterway. Waterway is just such a trolly location if you get a late speed booster. But it looks like Ace is going to head to the right, so we're going to get some route divergence here.
Yeah, interestingly, speed booster does logically unlock the checks that Nito's checking here in the back of Brinstar Reserve. So I mean, that's also kind of a viable place to go with speed, but nothing back here. Some ammo.
We get a Bombos. So that could be our logical Ice Palace access. Could be a medallion for one of the for either Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. Although we hope we don't ever have to go into Turtle Rock. Ace peeking the item there, which suggests he might not actually do the top of wreck ship. I didn't see what it was though.
Well, we will have to go to Turtle Rock in this seed.
Yep, for sure.
But hopefully we don't have to go there before we have all of our go mode.
Yeah, let's hope. And yeah, but Mire would be nice to stay out of there. Maybe it's an Ether medallion. Ether could be like in GT or something. Just stay away from there.
For sure.
Chat telling us that it was missiles that he peeked. So. All right, what do we got at Edekun's? 5 rupees that are really hard to skip.
The old bloop. Oh, another medallion.
Okay, so we medallions not an issue today, other than they might bait someone into Misery Mire for that green pendant. And 20 rupees in the early missiles area.
The Ace actually taken some of these rupees early because they were pretty poor leaving.
Yeah, they had
Link to the Past. Yeah.
High jump boots is nice.
Ooh, it's like my favorite.
That's an
item to get. Although I never tend to get it early, and so like when I do get it early, I just don't know how to move anymore.
Yeah, I know that feeling. But yeah, with we have high jump boots, we have speed booster, we have space jump, we have all the nice movement items. So that's gonna make it for a much cozier Super Metroid. Just don't have any suits yet.
Taking advantage of that missile recharge, pre-missile recharge room to farm up a power bomb, try to top off his count here. We'll be able to get some in Waterway, but it's always good to keep that in mind. Yeah,
power bomb management is pretty important in the early game. And we'll see if he plans on doing the full loop into retro, if he's going to go head down to Kraid. With 10 power bombs, I'm not a big fan of going into retro. I would head down to Kraid, but we'll see what Nito's plans are.
With speed, I'm kind of more interested in doing retro, especially after we've done 230. So you can probably manage that fine, but I can see it either way. You just have to farm up at Waterway. That's the trade-off.
Yep.
Ace having a little trouble there with the Doppler, but he's got Fantoon on the ropes now.
Okay, just bombs at Spore Spawn Supers.
Here's our first Super Metroid boss. First boss, the game down for Ace.
Okay, this next check that Ito's doing not in logic in normal mode, since you would need a wave beam, but you don't want to orphan it, and you can get it with the super missile gate glitch, and usually easier to do it with high jump boots, and Nito gets it right away. Just +5 arrow capacity, which it's not a bad thing to have. And we're gonna start seeing some wreck ship locations.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what's here. All those movement items. Kind of easy to get most of this stuff.
And there's oh, that's a Varia suit. Okay. Ace will be happy to have found that. Does put he does have everything he needs to do Upper Norfair now.
Yeah, that's huge.
It'll be interesting to see how long it takes Nito to get over there. It really depends on what else he finds in these other areas. Like if he finds some stuff that gets him into Dark World before he gets to the wreck ship, it might be a while before he gets that Varia suit.
Single rupee in Waterway. Ace taking the save here. Gonna check the wreck ship E-tank.
Yeah, I like taking the save here when you don't have gravity suit. I mean, Varia suit's gonna protect you pretty well from the spikes, but you can get into a lot of trouble really quickly in that room. And this also allows him to reset if the item's nothing.
Ooh.
Yeah, see him taking that damage.
Yep.
If he didn't have that Varia suit, he'd be in trouble. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I think he'd be dead. I think he might be dead if that's that Varia suit.
Yeah.
On the other hand, to be fair, you're going to be more careful if you don't have that Varia suit. So.
Right. Whew. Almost falling in the water there.
Ugh,
But there's a reserve.
That's a reset. I mean, I kind of like having one reserve. There are certain situations where they're nice to have, but he's already got a Varia suit, so he doesn't have to worry about any kind of hell runs or anything. So really don't need that second reserve tank.
Definitely. And Nito did farm up power bombs in Waterway and has opened the door to Retro Brinstar.
Oh, and there's a Moon Pearl. So confirmed Bryn strip skip not possible.
And there's plenty of nice to haves in there too, like wave beam, high jump boots, and then there was the ether medallion as well. We're not sure if that's worth, but that's something we're gonna have to watch out for.
Nito using a lot of ammo on those side hoppers. Fun fact: it turns out you can kill those with just one super and one P shot. So it's a much faster way to do it than wasting a whole bunch of missiles. We do get some more power bombs, so yeah, he shouldn't have any more issues with power bombs to get all this stuff.
That's really nice, and really nice speedball strat there from Nito too. I saw him practicing that kind of as we were setting up, and he nailed it.
Okay, and Ace did decide to keep going in the wreck ship. But yeah, with these movement items, it's not that slow. They're sometimes you don't have things like space jump, speed booster, high jump. Of course, he doesn't have high jump yet. These checks can be really, really slow. It is going to peak the item here.
Yeah, I think it's right to do that. Yeah, that's a weird one.
I think I grabbed that. We're so cash poor.
Yeah, I think Nito's actually in pretty good shape. Just got 100 and had 300 in Pink Bryn. But Ace probably does grab that here, I would think, because he hasn't seen too much money.
Okay, he's gonna have to try again and get that item up. That item is so trolling. And this item is the one that slows you down the most when you don't have those movement items. And it's just 3 bombs. Billy Mays with missiles and supers.
Just a bunch of ammo, yeah. So this is gonna be a tricky decision for Ace. You know, once he gets through. I mean, obviously we can find something here at Gravity, but you know, do you go down Red Tower to Kraid and Brinstar skip, or do you just head into Brinstar immediately? I feel like that's a pretty tough decision at this point, because like you could chase Varia into Norfair, and you know there could be a bunch of value in there.
Yeah.
And Nito's probably thinking, oh well, I'm probably got to do Rex ship anyways because I can't really do much else right now.
Yeah, that Moon Pearl doesn't give him Dark World access. We have no items to get into the Dark World, so I mean, it's good to have. You don't want to have to worry about it. Oh, silvers are nice. No bow, but hey, we don't have progressive bows in SMC. Just a reminder. So those silvers are not going to do him any good until he gets a bow. But when he gets a bow, he'll have some good firepower.
He's passing on the money there. Yeah. On Rex Ship Reserve.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, but I guess he figures he'll get it elsewhere. Magic's a nice luxury, but top of Rex Ship not really giving us much. The main score in our Rex Ship play was that Barrier suit. And flippers. Ooh. And we know Swamp is a pendant. Is a crystal, so we will need those. So absolutely no Bryn Loop skipping today. Let's see what Ace does. It might be a while before he gets to that Bryn Loop. And like you said, that Barrier suit could take him down to Norfair. It wouldn't surprise me if he decided to do Norfair Kraid, or go to Kraid, Norfair, and get the old man save. But then, you know, do you do all the upper Norfair checks, or do you go back to Bryn Loop?
He's gonna have to, with that Pearl being there for sure. Yeah. Now, you know, I feel like Nito had an interesting option to maybe like pop out into Link to the Past and then check those flipper checks, because he probably has the money at this point.
Probably does.
For Zora, I thought that might be an interesting option, and then you can just reset back into SM and then continue Rex Ship. But looks like he'll probably just stay in Super Metroid. We have good movement, makes sense.
Yeah, and a good point in chat. All the needed stuff were more in the Blue Brinstar area and of course Green Hills with that Moon Pearl. The nice items, the nice, you know, the high jump boots and wave beam and that sort of stuff, that was all in the pink area and the green area where there was nothing really required. All right, Nito gonna go ahead and do Rex Ship now.
There is an option for Ace to like take a left turn in the middle of Red Tower and then clean up Brinstar, like go up through Blue Bryn, then down through, you know, like Pink Bryn into the rest of Red Tower.
Yep.
You know, down to Kraid. So there are a few routing options available.
He's skipping the shield. No surprise. He and I have talked about this quite a lot. He hates that mirror shield. Not pick up the fire shield means he's never going to have to worry about getting it. I suspect we will get an X-ray check here, since we do have the space jump. Or not.
Oh. Little indecision.
This is a I forgot X-ray. I should do that now. And really he should, because there are other ways you can get into Norfair potentially. Which would then completely orphan this item. And if you have the means to do it now, you should just do it. And here that 3/4 damage reduction on the environmental stuff with that Very suit is very, very useful, because I find it actually harder. If you don't have Screw Attack, but you have Space Jump, I find this actually harder and more dangerous than if you have Grapple Beam. And just very easy to run into one of those, just like that, run into one of those waivers and get knocked down into the spikes.
Definitely. But
just a missile pack, but now he doesn't have to worry about it.
See how Nito fares here on Fantoon. Definitely has a lot more missiles available. I think that was something that Ace was struggling with.
Okay, and all indications is that Ace is going to go back into the Brinstar area, but unless he changed his mind. Okay, now he's going to go down. He was going to go into Brinstar. He's like, no, I should check X-ray, and that leads him to go down. Okay. Now he will get a boss down, though, and that'll be good.
Yeah. It looks like he's just going to clean up this loop, like, probably save Old Man and check up on Death Mountain a little bit, and then maybe reset back into SM to clean up Brinstar.
Yeah, I really like the idea of at least rescuing the Old Man, getting that save quit spot. I think that's a pretty important location, because then he can get back to Norfair anytime he wants. So if he doesn't want to do the Norfair checks now, they'll be easily available to him later.
Great Doppler there from Nito to finish the fight.
So he'll get his gravity suit and a whole lot of nothing.
Varia, but yeah.
Yeah, I said a very suit and a whole lot of other nothing.
Mm-hmm.
A nice use of the speed booster to get across.
Yeah, these guys are flying. All these great movement items. Nito with a little bit of an edge there with high jump, though.
Yeah, that high jump, is one of those. I remember the first time I had to climb Red Tower without high jump, and it just made the area look bigger. Just, of course it isn't, but it just feels so different. Yeah, it's definitely something. It's just so nice when you get that high jump boost, you get that better movement, especially with speed booster.
Ace's low missile count getting in the way. Yep.
I do that. That happens all the time. When you have zeros on any of those and you're trying to get to the right place, you always do that extra selector. Oh, Ace missing the quick kill. Gonna have to do this the hard way.
Hopefully he can have a quick recovery here.
With this much health, he'll be fine. You're just gonna lose time here, which is not trivial, but Okay, there we go.
Oh, Nito getting kind of stuck inside that platform there. Yikes, but both of these guys having a little bit of trouble there in Spiky Room of Death, but they both saved. Ooh, and there's the Pegasus boots.
Nice. So we have both go fast items. And that'll be the reset from Nito, because he doesn't want that reserve tank either.
So now we got Bonk Rocks in play. And we don't really have desert access, but that's a pendant as well. So, obviously everybody likes to go fast, but maybe not a required item here.
Yeah, but it's an item that both runners are going to get, so no real advantage here.
Yeah, Nito's definitely going to hit that before he even steps foot in Link to the Past again with this route. Ace opening that door to ice area, so maybe implying that he plans to go down to Croc.
And there's a hammer.
All right, pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Wow.
Okay, now the Death Mountain play becomes a lot more valuable. That hook shot now gets us over to the east side. And a glove!
What?
What is this high jump? Well, when Nito gets here, that'll be his Dark World access.
So Ace is probably feeling really good right now. It's like, I got Varia, it's led me down to Norfair early, things are going good, I got all these great items. but he's still missing some stuff in Brinstar, namely that Moon Pearl. So he's still gonna have to head over there at some point, but this is probably gonna push him away from it.
I think the worst thing that could happen to Ace right now is to get a gravity suit, because that would just put everything in SM. Like, everything would be available. And, you know, you might want to do Meridia. You might want to do Lower Norfair before you do, back to Bryn Loop. And you might, it could be really late to that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, and then you're also missing high jump for the entirety of Super Metroid, which kind of sucks.
Yep. But I do like that he's going to the mountain right now. Grab the old man, get that save quit spot, and I'm sure he'll go over to East Death Mountain and check that area. Could do Hera. It's a pendant, so I'm not a huge fan of that play, but it is available. And powder. My favorite luxury item, but that does give us another check.
Playing it a little dangerous there, but takes the fall, but he'll just be able to start right back at Old Man.
Yeah, it's not a huge time loss because he's right there. And we'll see what's on Spectral Rock first. I need to grab that money, although I don't know if he checked it or not.
There's a shovel.
Oof. Not what you want to see in a place you're not going to be able to get to right now. Fetch quests that you can see but can't pick up, I think, are the worst.
They're pretty bad. Yeah, you're lumberjack powder or whatever. Those are the worst for sure. Bumper cave, things like that.
Okay, so now what does Nito do? I guess he's got to go head down to create a Norfair too, so he'll get his the rest of his Dark World access.
Yeah, his route's pretty clean.
Yep.
Like it seems like he's kind of on a one path towards where he needs to be.
Oh, and there's that gravity suit. Oh boy. Ace might be feeling like, yeah, this might be the Bryn skip seed. Hopefully he doesn't take that too far, because he's gonna have to get there eventually. Yeah,
it could be a good thing for him too, though, if there's a bunch of value in Meridia. So it's hard to say, like, because if your Moon Pearl is your go mode, that's gonna feel pretty good too.
Yeah,
so it's
Moon Pearl go mode in SMZ3. That would be amazing.
Doesn't happen very often, but we're still missing a lot of stuff, so it's kind of hard to say that that's going to happen.
Yeah, it would be pretty similar to, we had in the Invitational, the Andy AceZer seed with the near go mode morph ball.
That was ridiculous.
That was absolutely ridiculous. Okay, guess he's trying to get that ferry. I guess those are missiles they're sitting on the floating island.
It looked like a spacer or something. It looked like a beam.
Beam? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get a good look at it. Looks like he is going to at least dip into Hera. I don't know if he'll finish it. He might just check the first two chests.
Yeah, we do have a hook shot, so we can Hera pot to get up even if we're fire locked in here.
Yeah, I don't like that play in a pendant dungeon.
It's tricky because Hera pot can be, some quick items, but yeah, when you're missing Moon Pearl, it's like hard to skip checks in my mind.
Mm-hmm. He's thinking about it. Oh, he's gonna go for the Hera pot. Yeah, in this case, since we do have the big key, you can just Hera pot and check the two items and hope it's there. We already got one item, so it's not too bad. I don't like it when it's the big key in the basement. Because you're only checking one item, and maybe you're doing Moldorm, and you might still not get the item. Might still be in that big chest.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a map. We get a small key.
Yikes. The old fitty.
Yep. And now 50-50 to the other items on Moldorm. And then do you go back in and get the item in the basement if it's not on Moldorm?
Well, I guess they have lamps, so they can do it, but ugh.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I think you gotta do it though. If you're already here, I think you just do it because you've already committed yourself to coming up here. You don't want to have to come back. And again, they're missing so much stuff right now.
Yep, it's reasonable. Oh, the look on his face.
That is a Pog champ if I've ever seen one right there. From AceZer0. Wow.
So now we have Mitts, Ace with Mitts and Hammer, but still needs that elusive Moon Pearl. When is Nito going to get to Hera? When is Ace going to get to back to Brinstar? Those are our questions right now. Because it's a very it's a pendant dungeon. Nito might say, you know what, I'm not going to bother with this right now.
Yeah, hitting those mitts before Pearl is actually enormous because that, like, once you get that Pearl, you're thinking, okay, well, I can go to the Dark World. I got all my stuff at high jump. Good to go. Why would I touch a pendant dungeon? But that was enormous. And Ace does have the option to Super Bunny here. I don't really like the play, but it is an available choice. Maybe he's just going to keep pushing what he's got, try to get some value.
Yeah, he knows he's not going to find a Moon Pearl in Super Bunny because completely out of logic, but he could get something good. Looks like he's going to go for it. You
do get to check the TR medallion as well, so that's like an added benefit.
Yeah, and, well, because he doesn't have Ether yet, so there is value in that for him. That's one of the drawbacks when you have all 3 medallions. Like sometimes, I'm a big fan of checking your medallions once you have access to those areas and getting those items in those areas as well. But if you have all 3, that value isn't there anymore, so it's a little harder to justify sometimes going into those areas.
For sure. Ace thinking about trying to hookshot clip while he's a bunny. Not gonna work. Let's see a Kraid quick kill here from Nito. Kraid says talk to the hand.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Well, now Ace gets money, so he can do Zora whenever. Okay, he was about to save and quit, but I think he realizes that that it's worth for him to check that medallion. And if it's Ether, that's just going to make that whole brand loop completely required.
Yeah, that's an Edicoon's supers, I think. So that's.
And it is Ether.
Wow.
So yeah, he is going to have to get to that Bryn loop at some point. He's going to go ahead and save and quit. I think he's just going to check Bonk Rocks. Let's see. I believe he got the powder, so he can check that.
Yep. King's Tomb as well.
Oh, King's Tomb too, because he's got the mitts. Yeah, so
he's pushing those mitts. And Nito did grab those boots there, so he's about to head towards high jump where he's going to find every item known to man.
Nice, we got a Master Sword.
Fantastic. Good payoff for getting those mitts. We'll have to see where the mirror turns up, because that could be an option for Nito to get there, earlier, but still has to go to Moldorm to get those mitts at some point.
More power bombs of Bonk Rocks. Ace going to run out of Link to the Past checks again pretty quick. He's going to do the back of Escape, which we know is nothing.
I like the route.
Yep, I do too. Yeah, it's a question about, the big key was available, so those mitts are completely in logic. And we had the lamp anyway, so we could have gotten it regardless. Pisa. Yeah, I get that piece of heart to fill you up, and he knows the last item is the key, so it just doesn't even bother opening the last chest.
We are getting a new look at Norfair here from Nito, so here's
we did not see this before.
Ace opened the door, but once he saw the value
Yep.
in high jump area,
he never went back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a fan at opening the door if you don't go in, though, just because it's just easier to forget that you haven't done it yet. Now, if there's nothing over here at the Crumble Tower, it's not going to matter. Okay,
Looks like
back
Ace
at the chip.
doing
Okay,
great.
maybe you can do Bryn Loop. Yeah, he must be, because otherwise, if you're gonna do Norfair right now, you save and quit to Death Mountain, and you go ahead and go to Norfair from there. So Ace is gonna be very happy he did this.
Definitely. And especially after knowing that Ether is the requirement for TR.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have all the medallions at that point, but it's real good for Ace. And Nito at Croc here.
Interesting.
There we go.
And we talked about that wave beam earlier. That wave beam often an indication of Crackermire being something that you want to do. I find it a little bit stronger when you don't have the speed booster, but yeah, I definitely like the choice of checking Croc. Although it's a little bit of a shame that Nito did the ice first and hasn't quite gotten back to that high jump area with its goodies.
I kind of like the Croc play here, actually, because you can hit Red Cane before you go to Mire. Yeah.
Yep.
Which you don't really want to do Mire, but when you don't have mitts, maybe you kind of do. So it's a tough one in that position. Or maybe you hit Mirror to do Desert or something, you know, stuff like that can be pretty important.
Okay, so I'm going to look at Nito for a little bit, because we've seen everything that Ace is going to get. Let's see what Nito gets over here at Croc. See if Croc's holding any goodies for us today. Not so far. Okay, and in our cosine room, what do we got? The mirror shield. Ace happy to get that ether medallion.
Yeah, you can see
he
on his
knows what it means.
Yep. Already happy he came here. Nice short charge there from Nito, getting through those blocks.
Unfortunately, not quite making the jump. I'm not sure it was. I mean, it's really nice that it is. You don't need it. Just saves you a power bomb, maybe a little bit of time if you don't if you do land on the platform properly.
Right.
So Croc, not anything that we care about. I mean, yeah, some ammo and some E-tanks, but definitely not what Nito was looking for. We'll see if he heads over to Bubble Mountain. Or if he heads back over to High Jump Boots.
Yeah, I feel like
he remembers he skipped
Croc
that.
escape to High Jump Boots to Lava Missile to Bubble Mountain makes a little bit
makes a lot
here.
of sense.
But if he wants to go straight to LN and then route everything out of Norfair, I could see that as well, because I do see some farming happening right now.
Yeah, for Nito, he could go into LN right now. It's not in logic for him because he doesn't have that gravity suit. Lava Dive not in logic in normal mode, but Nito plays a lot of the hard mode stuff too, so he'd be able to do it if he wants to.
Yeah, especially with
that'd
high.
Really be the play. Yeah, with high jump, it's pretty easy. Ace, you skipping the wave beam?
He's doing these checks and then he's gonna drop down and grab it, but I guess he's just gonna easily get through the wave gate check.
Okay, there we go. Nito gonna get his treasure trove here.
I don't know if I've ever seen a high jump with this much value. It's insane.
I know, I haven't. Yeah, Ace is going to go ahead and do this first. Now, I watched him playing the other day. He actually said he prefers to do with the super missile. He says it's a little faster for him. Maniacal, another runner that often likes to just use the super missile, even if he has wave beam.
Nito continuing through Norfair despite all that value. Just going to stay on the Super Metroid train. Got all these movement items, might as well use them.
Yeah, I kind of would have liked. I still like going over to Death Mountain first for Nito as well. But I mean, this is fine. There's plenty of items over at Bulb Mountain. There's a lot of stuff there you can get. Nothing at Cathedral.
Yeah, it makes me think that he's probably going to make the LN play and then just exit to the mountain afterwards, probably. So he'll get that old man eventually.
I don't think Ace meant to pick up that single rupee, but he's got one.
And he's coming up on that Moon Pearl as we see Norfair Reserve for the first time. Just a missile there in the first room.
And a vanilla Norfair Reserve.
Nice.
That's 3 of our reserve tanks down. And the good thing for Ace here is that there are places where you could bail on something like that, especially in Link to the Past, where you have, if you have a mirror, you can just bail on a dungeon or something. There's no value in going back out the way you came. You're going to go back and do all these checks because they're on your path. Even though there might be some, thought, like, okay, I can go. I got Dark World access. I've got good Dark World access.
Yeah. So he's going to run into those flippers. Feel pretty good. And the silvers.
So far, not seeing a whole lot in Bubble Mountain, though.
No. Pretty dry.
I guess the game figured, we gave you all that stuff at high jump. What else do you want?
I mean, they also have access to Meridia with that grab that Ace picked up. Nito still needs to get it, but that's another huge option for them.
Yeah, and we're still missing quite a few things. We need both rods. We need a bow. We need a cane. We need the mirror. A flute would be nice. Don't need it. It's one of the fun things about SMZ3 is that the flute, because you have that portal access from Lower Norfair. I say fun because it's neat that you can do it, but sometimes it's a little annoying because not going to happen in this seed. I guess actually, never mind, it could. If they choose to go down to Lower Norfair and check out the Mire area, they're going to be able to get into Mire, but they don't have a cane. And of course, it's a pendant, so.
Yeah, it's a tough call, really. I don't think that's something that we're going to see immediately. Nito's feeling desperate.
Yeah, if Mire becomes required and it's if it becomes required and if the cane's in a bad spot, you might have to go back to it later, and then you have to go all the way back through Lower Norfair. So that's definitely something the runners take into account.
Nito's making the play, though.
I think he is.
Nope. Okay. Prove me wrong.
Okay.
He was farming up, so...
He was thinking about it. I think he was thinking about it.
Probably thinking there's too much to leave up on Death Mountain, which will honestly be great for him if he follows through on Tower area.
Yep. And one of my favorite parts of randomizers is when the runners are ready to leave, and then they realize, oh wait, I want that. I mean, obviously you don't need silver arrows. Both of these runners would be perfectly capable of doing silverless, but you don't leave those behind. It's enough of a time save compared to how long it would take to pick it up in that location. Oh, Ace going to scout this. He's going to lose a little time because he's going to see it. He's like, yep, I need that. Sees the flippers.
Pretty happy about it, yeah. There you go. Nito grabs that powder. Knows that that's an available option now. I think there's going to be a crossroads here soon. If Nito does not head into Hera and pushes Meridia instead, it's going to draw him further and further away from those mids.
Yeah, whereas Ace, I think maybe heads into Dark World right now. Starts doing those jokes. Looking okay. He's got 970 rupees. I think this is a Zora play.
Likely is, but it could be Ice Palace.
No. Well, I mean, he has Bombo's Ice Palace with Master Sword and no cane.
No red
I don't
cane.
think so.
Eh. I don't dislike it, but there are definitely some better options.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean, I think there may come a point in time where that is a good option, a really good option. I just don't think that time is now. I mean, you got Thieves Town, you can full clear, you can, can't do Pod. I mean, we could sequence break Pod. I'm trying to think, Thieves Town really, yeah, Thieves Town, Village, Outcast, those are the main areas.
Ice, Crystal Ice. I mean, that's actually like not.
Yeah, you know
terrible
what?
option.
It isn't a terrible. I still think I do Thieves first.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Yeah,
especially
I think you're right. It's not a bad option otherwise.
But yeah, you got like Hype Cave, and you got a lot of Overworld to check.
Like I might, especially since we don't have a mirror, I'd probably go to Ice before I do something like Smith Chain.
That's fair. Maybe you skip Smith Chain and just route down to Hype Cave after Thieves.
Yep. He's thinking. Okay. This is going to be I think this will be the Hype Cave check. And if he wants to, he can go south to north to get over to Village Outcast because of those myths, which is really nice.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. You are leaving some like mirror checks behind, but it seems okay. And it looks like Nito is going to Hera, so this is great for Nito.
Yeah, well, he still might not do the whole thing. This is the moment of truth will be when he just sees he's already got an item here. Do I go for that second item?
He's running out of, well, I guess he has Dark World access. Okay. So he hasn't run out of everything.
He's got Dark World access. He's got all of the,
yeah.
He's got plenty of stuff to check. So I wouldn't blame him for choosing not to continue here. Oh, did I see a spring ball there?
Sure did.
Nice.
That is a Hype Cave.
He looks like he is going to continue. Okay, so we're going to be on pretty even footing then. Which is nice. We don't want no fun if the race turns into a blowout and Nito, hard last locations, those myths.
Sure. I think Ace was looking at maybe heading down a swamp and then realized, I can't do that. I don't have mirror.
Yeah, no mirror, no swamp.
He's going this way to, like you said, to Village of Outcasts. So decent choice.
If I'm the runners, I wouldn't mind if the mirror came pretty late. Maybe be able to go mode swamp because go mode swamp is still much better a thing than a regular swamp. We talk about the two big new techs with the red cane, the diver down in swamp and the icebreaker and ice, and it's just such a bigger difference in Ice Palace. Whereas in swamp, it's like, okay, it's a few seconds here, Okay, dig game. You got anything for us? Nope.
Not a chance. I would probably go for Hammer Pegs here.
Yeah. Hammer Pegs doesn't get faster with mirror. Smith Chain gets much faster with mirror. You can see the argument maybe getting the Smith after you do Thieves Town. Because once you grab him, you can't go into Thieves Town.
Yeah, but without a flute, it's kind of slow. You got to run back.
No flute, no mirror. Yeah, I probably would. I still think the ice is the better play once you've done the rest of this stuff.
Yeah, I might dip into Skull Woods for a couple.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Maybe peek at Bumper Ledge.
And it's gonna go straight into Thieves Town. Do the other village checks afterwards. With boots, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, we have boots and hammer. Just kind of no reason to press for any items that would help you in this.
Yeah,
dungeon.
I mean, another sword would be nice just to kill the enemies a little bit better, but I don't know that it's worth it if if it's taking longer to check the locations. You'll get them afterwards.
All right, now Nito's going to be able to actually give us some additional checks here up on Dark Death Mountain, so this could be pretty exciting to see this Hookshot Cave coming up.
Yeah, because when Ace was here, he didn't have a Moon Pearl. So we did see the Super Bunny, because he did go ahead and do Super Bunny Cave. Have not seen the Hookshot Cave. There's something good in Hookshot Cave that's really good for Nito, because when you've already done all the other checks in this area, it's a lot harder to come back specifically for the Hookshot Cave, even though it's 4 items.
Yeah, especially it's something like Fire Rod, Ice Rod, or Red Cane, which are required for TR. You kind of hold off on coming up here until you get those items.
And Nito gonna enter the Dark World from here, so he'll be able to actually open up Turtle Rock. Won't be able to do anything if he goes in, but he will open it. Okay, so far not a whole lot in Thieves Town, but that's pretty standard for a Crystal Thieves Town. Yeah, gonna do Super Bunny first. Okay, so we have to wait a little bit longer.
Yep. Ace topping off on bombs there.
Yeah, needs to be a little bit careful on Green Mail. Those crickets do 2 hearts of damage. Fortunately, he does have powder to get some free refills if he wants them.
Here's Hookshot Cave.
Okay, bombs. Super missiles. Missiles. 1 more chest. And missiles. Okay, so if Ace doesn't get back to Hookshot Cave, he's fine. A little unfortunate for Nito. I mean, nice ammo pickups. We don't have charge beam yet, so it never hurts to have a little more ammo. No, and of course we get the small key.
Yeah.
Which means we'll have to check the big chest.
Nito, you're going to grab that sword here.
Yep.
At King's Tombs. That's kind of evening things out pretty well. And there's a mirror. Thieves. Wow.
Okay, so that's another. So really, we're missing a bow, and we're missing our full-on Turtle Rock. No,
Crazy.
we have a Crystal Turtle Rock. We have nothing for it.
Ether, you can go in.
Yeah, you can go in and stare longingly at the platform that you can't create. I guess you could hover. It wouldn't get you very much.
Yeah.
I don't know Nito's skill in hovering. Ace is one of those people that if he absolutely had to hover to get past Moldorm 2, he would do it. Might take him some tries.
So this has opened up an interesting option for Ace to route south with the Smiths down to Swamp, because Swamp is now open for business.
Yep.
And that's a pretty strong play with 6 items. But he's gonna finish up the village checks here.
Yeah, and with that, you know, some of the new tricks we can do. Oh, nice tempered sword. Hey, remember how I said the one thing you might want in Thieves Town was a tempered sword?
Fair enough.
We got one. But he got through just fine. No, but the you know, with that mirror you can get all those locations with and do the Smith chain and take it into Swamp Palace. It's not a bad idea. A little bit slow because you're gonna have to drag that purple chest at least to K45. But then you can leave it and use the new trick where you just mirror in front of the locksmith and he thinks you still have it.
This route worked out where he skipped hammer pegs, so now he can route that in cleanly with Smith chain. And we may see the same thing from Nito.
We're probably going to get a magic bat check as well. And just some supers. I would have picked those up. We still don't have a charge beam.
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive.
Regular missiles I'd probably leave.
may look like Nito's behind a little bit on progression, but he has checked some stuff that Ace hasn't, like Upper Norfair
Yeah,
and
all of Upper Norfair.
Hookshot Cave. He's opened up TR a little bit, so that's kind of the main difference here. But none of that stuff really paid off.
Yeah,
So
in SMZ3, you know, this kind of difference in where the runners are, it just really isn't that much. These runs these races tend to be difference of minutes, not seconds. And there's a lot of things that can happen that could swing this. We all three of those, you know, a bow in a bad spot that Nito gets first, or any of the Turtle Rock items.
exactly, and you know, with the density that's still left in Super Metroid, you know, you may see Ace go there sooner rather than later. But you know, right now, clear your Link to the Past dungeons. You know, you got to do them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of clearing crystal dungeons that you can full clear.
Agreed.
And with the tempered sword they both have, that just makes Ice Palace that much more a better option. But still not having that cane. That cane has done weird things to Ice Palace. Like I've seen races where people, and not just in SMZ3, but also in just plain old Link to the Past, where it looks like runners are trying to hold off for that cane of Samaria to go into Ice Palace, and sometimes you just gotta suck it up and just do the palm jump. Oh, a flute. That's a nice find. That'll make doing Lower Norfair a lot easier. And actually, that's actually especially good for Ace. It's going to make it a little more likely that he ends up skipping Upper Norfair, just because he can flute there. Just do Lower Norfair, and if he finds his go mode before finishing Lower Norfair, he never has to touch Bubble Mountain and Croc areas.
Yeah, that'll be a huge advantage for Ace. But you know, Lower Norfair is one of those areas that's very linear, and you can just get all the items on the way, so it might be a pretty appealing option for Ace here shortly.
Red boomerang. So we got a red thing. Not the red thing. Neither red thing that we're looking for, though. I'll see if this is the swamp play. It is indeed.
Yeah, we're missing enough stuff that, you know, you're going into a pretty dense dungeon, and you route up to Hype Cave and then maybe go to Ice. I guess it depends what you find here, but...
I believe Ace has done Hype Cave, and Nito has not.
Oh, that's right. He did do it earlier.
So yeah, when Nito gets to this point, I bet he'll do Hype Cave before Swamp Palace. Hoping to get that cane of Samario just to make it a little bit nicer, but like I said before, the diver down just not nearly as impactful to Swamp Palace as the icebreaker. Although,
go with a bomb too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when they have the option. When he has the option of is he going to go left side swamp ahead of time? I have noticed, I see this more in Link to the Past only, but a lot of runners have more gravitated towards doing left side first because of the diver down strats. Make it a little bit faster if you do it then. But on the other hand, you know, you don't always have to do it. So it's become an interesting meta in the Link to the Past community, and we'll see if Ace chooses to go to the left side first or not. Like, it's definitely faster if it's required to go there, but you know, it's also one of those. I think it's also become a more powerful skip because more people are doing it first. So if there's nothing there, you can gain a lot of time on your opponent.
I like that all of these new tricks and stuff have opened up, you know, new meta plays or whatever.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. So many possibilities. So Nito did snag his first crystal in Thieves there, tying it up, but Ace is working on his second. Nito's just kind of routing down through South Dark World as we expected.
Yeah, he's also going to do the Smith Chain. I mean, with that mirror, it's pretty clean to do it now.
So that's 2 items in Swamp already, so here's like the decision point. Like, you could have map and compass.
Yeah. Now
on
me
the left
personally,
side.
if I don't get a dungeon item in those first 2 checks, I never go left side first. Because nothing worse than getting over to that left side and seeing a map and a compass. Now, usually what happens is I'll get down to this room and be like, well, there's a map and a compass.
Right, yeah. But also doesn't have big key, so that also plays into it, because if you get big key at the end, then like coming back in and routing left side while opening the big chest can be pretty nice.
I'd rather have to route big key in by going back in and also doing left side than do left side, get the big key on Argus, or in this room, and have to go back in just for the big chest. So at least 2 items we're going to leave behind here if he decides to not to go back in. Could be 3.
I don't think you can justify skipping it in this situation, personally, but, you know, gambles can be made.
Yeah, I the worst one for me, like if it's 2 or 3, I tend to go back in. If it's 1, then I tend not to go back in, so. We'll see what Ace decides to do. Oh, and takes a death. That's rough.
Oh, he is going back in.
Yeah, he has to go back in at some point. Now, do you do the left side first now? Because
I think you do, because you got the big key, right?
Yeah.
You know there's an item.
You know there's an item. You know there's at least 2 items. There might be 3. Yeah, it's got to be faster to, you know, in this situation. You can't do the diver down strats anymore because the keys don't let you, but still probably faster.
Oh, he's just going for it.
Okay, so now let me think. So the left side could have
1 item because we got map. Yep. But it depends where compass turns up. Yep.
We get to see another diver down here. That's always fun. There we go.
Nice and clean.
Yeah, this is one of those things though. Like with Ace, like I talked about, he tends to like to skip a lot of those heart pieces and container hearts, and you know, especially if they're free in SM, I feel like sometimes you just take them and lose the, like, what is it, 1 second because the fanfares are turned off. I'd feel totally different if there was a 7-second fanfare, like a normal SM only randomizer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that would be a lot of time loss, but I think that's what makes the combo randomizer more playable. Honestly, it's a lot of fun as it is. So, like, do you really want those fanfares? Do you want to have to make
no, absolutely.
decisions?
Like, to me, it makes sense that SM only has the fanfares. You know, make you pay for those pickups. But in the combo, when you compare with Link to the Past, where the fanfares are so much shorter normally, leaving them off, I think, is the right answer.
All right, Nito making the same play here. There's a bottle. 1 item left side.
Okay. Now I don't think you go back in.
I think because he didn't route it in. Like,
I don't think you
know, the death and going through, I don't think he's gonna do it.
You know, and people call it a gamble to not go in, but I feel like it's just as much a gamble to go back in, because that is a big time sink if you go back in and it's nothing.
I think it would have been reasonable. I could see it either way. You know, after the death, going over to left immediately.
Yep.
But looks like maybe we're heading to Meridia from here.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of items. You got to do Dragon anyways.
Now, without the death, going back in for 2 items, I think still makes sense. But you lose that time to the death. You want to cut some other corner somewhere.
We'll see if Nito
decides. Yeah, we'll see if Nito does it too. Gonna check the bot E tank here first. didn't quite see what it was.
Looked like $20.
Yeah, I thought I saw something red. Yeah, that looks like a rupee.
It looked like you wanted to try to go for a full halfy attempt here. Kind of bonked into that door.
Yeah, he's got lots of ammo for Dragon. He's got speed booster, so this should be pretty cozy. Another bottle. Funny how Link to the Past has 4 bottles and Super Metroid has 4 reserve tanks.
Nito's going left side.
Oh, good to see. I still don't like it when you don't have a dungeon item yet, but we know that there's going to be something here, and if it's something good, that's going to be really big for Nito.
I mean, I think that would honestly just, like, cost Ace the race on us. Like, that's...
It really could.
Yeah. It would be... I feel like it would be a long time before he gets back there, but we'll see.
Misses that first Shine Spark. Gonna use a power arm to clear out the puff so he can get nice free shots with the supers.
Looks like he's missing some of them there.
He did miss at least 2 of them. Okay, neatorific doing the nice diver down strats there.
Beautifully executed. Just one item here.
What's it gonna be? There are 4 big ticket items we're looking for right now.
Also Dragon down, so 3rd SM boss there for Ace.
And it's just a missile. So Ace gonna come out ahead on this one. This should be a map or compass. Yeah, it's compass. I always mix up which one. You know, when you see a map or a compass, I forget which one I saw. I just know it's a map or a compass. So we'll see how much of Meridia Ace chooses to clear. Neither Shack Tool nor Plasma Beam is in logic. Shack Tool would need a grapple beam. Plasma would need plasma or screw attack.
You have Ice Beam, so an Ice Clip is
he could. Yeah,
Shack
both are doable.
Mhm.
Because he could also use Speed Booster to. He's not even going to check the rest of Meridia right now.
I somewhat suspected this when he went over to check Bot Wound E-Tank, because if you're going to continue through Meridia, you would probably do Dragon first and then head back that way.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
Aqueduct and the sand pits. So kind of just getting what's required out of the way, and could probably just route Meridia from the front if
need
he really wants to go back.
And this could be the Lower Norfair play. He's going to activate that flute. And at that point, I think you either go to Lower Norfair or you go to Ice Palace.
I don't like completing all my crystals first, but you know, it's always nice to go into ice with Red Cane in this new age of the past.
Icebreakers and diver downs. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I think if I had Red Cane, I'd be more drawn to ice than without it.
When you find Red Cane in ice, which happens more often than
well, it's the public service announcement. I always say you still need to learn to do the Ice Palace bomb jump, because you do not want to have to do Ice Palace the intended way.
Just peeks at the ledge there.
And no reason for him to do anything more than just... He'll probably go ahead and check the shed. He'll probably check the checkerboard cave. But with that flute, he can get back into this area anytime he wants. So there's really no reason for him to dip a desert or mire.
Yeah, desert's kind of quick. So I could maybe see that.
Oh, there's an ice rod.
Ooh.
And a super missile. So no ice rod hunt for us. I can't imagine that Nito's going to miss that. No, looks like he is going to dip desert. I mean, there are a few things that could make Lower Norfair a little bit nicer for him. If he could find a screw attack, if he could find charge beam, plasma beam, also nice. I'm not sure what his super count is right now. And completely not Boots Lock Dungeon.
Yeah, I think this is an okay play. It's kind of like it kind of feels like Skullwoods to me. It's like kind of overworld.
Yeah.
I don't know about Landmo. Like Landmo is a bit of
No.
an investment, but
Yeah, I don't think I go kill Landmo. I mean, it's not the green pendant, so you know, if the item's there, then you know, and you get back to it so easily. It's a whole different situation if, like we said earlier, if the access to this area was through Lower Norfair. It's just so much harder to get back.
Right, right.
Okay, Nito finally get into his hype cave, getting that spring ball. Spring ball is, you know, is actually another funny item. Like the two items that I think are maybe the funniest in this combo randomizer are spring ball and wave beam. We talked about wave beam earlier about how much logic it covers in the normal mode, but in hard mode it doesn't do anything. Spring ball is kind of the opposite. Spring ball does a lot for us in hard mode because you know, there's some nice spring ball jump tricks that you can do that could be logically required. But in normal mode, it's just a nice item to have.
And it can definitely help you with some sequence breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, so.
An E-Tank on the Pyramid Ledge. Interesting, Nito's heading over here. Maybe this is going to be a pod dip?
Well, he hasn't done Zora, so I think this is his clean route.
Yeah, Catfish Zora together. Yep. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's another location that if there's something good here, I don't know that when Ace is going to get there with a single arrow. Ugh.
Nice. Not a lot of supers.
Yeah. Oh, what did he get the charge beam?
Out.
Oh my god. Now, if he wants to do this with charge beam, it's a very, very long fight, but it's a very, very safe fight because you can just get into that sweet spot and just fire charge shots until he's dead.
Yeah, I'd probably turn ice on here.
Yeah, something chat was talking about before. Do we even remember that we have ice beam?
You know, routing in that mushroom check pretty cleverly.
Yeah, I do wonder if it might, you know, something would be easier. I might just go with the charge beam and just sit there until it's done, because farming, especially with that grapple beam, is long and slow and annoying as well. So.
Agreed. Yeah, it's not that bad. Like wave does a good amount of damage.
Yeah, but without grapple beam, without being able to just grab those drops and having to reset every time, yeah, it just makes it rough. Okay, Catfish, moment of truth. Just 5 rupees. But yeah, it's interesting to look at the contrast of the playstyles of these two runners. I feel like Ace just the more aggressive player with his skips. Nito being full clearing a lot more. And, you know, those are two different styles that pay off depending on the seed. Nito would have anything in a really bad spot that he just, you know, goes ahead and full clears Nito with the advantage. But if, but that also, you know, all those checks that they cost time.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, that left side swamp skip kind of did make up for the death there at Argus, so kind of puts him on pretty even footing right now.
Okay, Ace gonna have to farm up a bunch of supers here. We'll see how far up he farms up.
Yeah, I mean, we do have, again, we have charge, but supers are gonna be nice going through this whole area.
Also, one of the newest changes, this refill room. Okay. He's not gonna, you know, maybe that he just doesn't want to farm supers and may just choose to go back later.
He's just gonna refill supers, because
yeah,
and just top off. This is reasonable.
Yeah. It is slow to farm those supers. I mean, you can get those rippers in the room before screw attack. They're in the high 99% of dropping supers. You know, they do drop health every once in a while. I think I've seen them twice drop health in non-health bomb, non-full super situations, but it is pretty slow, and you're going back and forth laying power bombs.
And only 5 power bombs in that situation, so it makes sense. makes sense.
And Nito activating his flute. Let's see where he heads to. Looks like he's heading over to the Mire area too. So he'll get his ice rod. He'll be very happy to see that. And as a commentator and someone that hates the ice rod hunt, I'm really happy that no one's going to be on that.
I think occasionally it's fun, but yeah, it's always tough and anxiety-inducing when you're in that position.
And we did see that Mire is a Quake. Not that it matters since we have all the medallions. I don't think Ace looked at that. And that might just be some muscle memory, because you know, it's what you usually do. We'll see how much of Desert Nito chooses to do.
Grabbing those power bombs. Maybe his present count is low. Just wanted a few more. Or maybe just doing it live.
Okay, with 55 supers, this will be a pretty cozy lower Norfair. Not having the Plasma Beam, not having Screw Attack, having extra supers, and then potentially still not having to farm at Ridley.
Good news is we have both suits. We've got 8 E-tanks, some reserves.
Base jump, high jump.
Yeah. Fast pillars coming up here. Oh.
Ooh, a little bit low. We'll have to switch over to power bombs.
Nito eating the same amount of time, getting all this stuff in desert.
Yeah, and like I was talking about earlier, he's just being really thorough. Okay, I wasn't sure before. I'm pretty certain there is actually an item on Landmo.
There is, yeah. He's doing it.
Ooh, here we go. Another one of those locations that Ace skipped. That if it's something, gonna be really big for Nito.
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of the theme of this race.
I mean, if we find a red cane, pedestal's in play immediately, so
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
kind of interesting. Ooh, Ace with a fall there.
Always sucks when you lose your space jump like that. A little scary too in that room.
Yeah. All right. Maybe some ice rod stress coming up here from Nito.
Yeah, Ice Rod a little bit different than the Fire Rod, so it's a little bit harder to get the timing properly.
Yeah, a bit slower, lags the game a little more, but only an
Just an
E-tank.
E-tank.
Trouble. Three bombs of shame.
Yeah, so far Lower Norfolk not having a whole lot for us, although a lot of the value in terms of items in Lower Norfolk is on the escape.
Yeah, and I foresee that Ace is going to eat all of that time in Upper Norfair at this point.
Yeah.
Not finding
Yep, all that time.
too much.
Yeah, that time that Nito spent in Upper Norfair, he's going to gain back, because I suspect Ace will, at the very least, do the Bubble Mountain checks. Maybe skips Croc. Still has the front of Meridia to do, so there's a lot of options for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Nito never checked Adina's cave. He's going to do that now. I always love the 1:30, 2 hour, whatever, Sphere 1 checks.
I mean, at a certain point, like, you don't have the items, and it's
yeah, you gotta look. Yep.
Yeah.
I do them myself all the time. Okay, Ace starting off good in the Ridley fight. Got plenty of supers for this. But missing them still is bad. You missed
Yeah.
2 in a row there. Okay, Ridley down past half damage. That nice pink color.
Should be done at this point.
I think he
Yeah.
should. I think he's way done.
Yeah.
Overdone, maybe.
All right, 4 SM bosses for Ace. Nito about to get that charge beam. Has plenty of...
He's got 69 supers. This is not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Like, this is good for Nito, because not only is this not going to be a problem, he's still going to have enough supers left to continue on if he wants to, without having to do a ton of farming.
Yeah, and I think at this point you do.
Yeah, totally agree. Also allows Nito to Shine Spark out of there. Although, I mean, with Space Jump, it's not as big a deal.
See if Nito can pull off those fast pillars. I'm not sure if he got the...
I don't think he got it.
Yeah. Plenty of power bombs, though.
Yeah, he's got 30 power. 28, really. But yeah, he's got plenty. Okay, we got all the escape checks. Just a piece of heart.
Yeah, not too exciting here in Lower Norfair.
So far. Bombs. I don't think we're getting those. That's that's an item that I pick up if it's on my path or if it's early. But this late, I don't pick that up.
That's
like if it's here in this next spot right here, where Kane Samari is. We're down to a fire rod.
Okay,
yeah,
then
I would pick up bombs in that spot, but going into what we call power bombs in jail, no. Okay, we are now a bow. All right, we get a bow and a fire rod. I almost forgot that bow for a second. And an E-tank. And Ace is gonna pick that. I like this choice. Those key hunters are nasty and they can get you really quickly. I mean, he had enough health to do it, but now it's like, yeah, whatever. Just damage your way through him. It's fine. So now Ace probably going to check Bubble Mountain, and then the question is, does he also check Croc? Bubble Mountain, you're right here. You're never going to be anywhere closer. But Croc is a little more out of the way.
That's a commitment.
Also, that Kane is interesting because, for a couple of reasons. We talked about it already. Now we have Pedestal fully in Logic, which would be really good for Nito if the bow or that fire rod were there.
Be huge. Yeah, but I don't know if you push that immediately. Like
no,
now, free, right? At this point,
I don't think you push it. But if it turns out to be, if things start drying up, Nito having already killed Landmo is a little bit ahead on that count.
But we can
the
also.
Other thing it does, it lets us get into Turtle Rock. Now we might get gated right away, but. You could have a fire rod on Laser Bridge if there's no keys on the right side. So,
and I think that would be a boon for Ace because he hasn't checked Hookshot Cave.
Yeah,
like he might actually make that dip sooner rather than later. We also have Pod.
No one's been anywhere near Pod, and one of the nice things about non-progressive bows here, is that you don't really have to worry about sequence breaking Pod nearly as much. The progressive bows in Link to the Past, I've seen so many bows in bow lock Pod, but not going to happen here. Meanwhile, Nito into his Ridley fight. So yeah, now we're at another one of those portions when the runners are just going to be checking what the others checked. Ace at this point still has all this Norfa area. We'll see if he chooses to go into Meridia. Ice Palace is now a really good play. So we have that cane. So I feel like maybe you skip Croc here and go into Ice Palace after you've done the Bubble Mountain checks.
It's a tricky one because you're like already in Super Metroid, so do you do Meridia while you're here?
Yeah, that's another one, yep.
But Ice Palace is kind of the thing you have to do, so
you have to do it. It's very you have to do it. It's very quick with Kana Samaria. And how many times have we seen Bombos Ice Palace leading to Fire Rod? That's one of our items that we need.
Well, Ace is going through lava missiles, so this makes me think that he's perhaps skipping Croc, but he hasn't done the ice area. He opened the door, he never went down there, so he might route that in that way.
Yeah, and I talked about this earlier. Him having opened the door, he might forget that he never checked that. Okay, he's just leaving.
No,
this is ice. See, that blue door confused me now. Nito, on the other hand, having checked all these areas, I think he goes straight to Ice Palace.
Definitely, yeah. That makes a lot of sense in his position, unless he's feeling behind or something and just wants to commit to that ped play. I mean, completing Myers 4 items. It's not like
for him it is, because green pendant plus ped plus the 2 items in the dungeon.
All kind of spread out, but it's certainly a play.
Okay, we're gonna at least see the crumble missiles.
You just do Croc if you're coming down here.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's kind of just clean route.
Yeah, and again, Nito, the oh wait, I need that. Let me turn back and get that. Nito also going to choose to grab this E-Tank. He wasn't quite as low on health as Ace was, but just makes getting through these key hunters much less scary. And there Ace goes again, skipping another one of those heart pieces. Like, that is the freest item in this game. Because you're waiting out that Croc cutscene anyway.
Still costs you, what, 2-3 seconds? I don't know.
Not even.
Not even. 1.5?
Yeah, maybe. There we go. AceZer with knowledge, 70 frames. Just over a second.
All right, Nito, what you doing? Spike cave?
Okay, yeah, you're right here.
It's not bad.
We don't have... He's got 13 hearts. We don't have a protection item for it.
Grabbing the shovel.
Oh, shovel. Oh, God, totally forgot about that shovel. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, Spike Cave, 13 hearts is not enough. He's got a blue bottle. He'd have to use the bottle. I've done it on 14 hearts. So 13 hearts, I don't think quite does it. It looks like he's gonna go for it anyway. He does. He'll have. Yeah, we'll see if he uses that blue potion though. With 841 rupees and a flute, very easily replaced.
I mean, like you said, he's been doing like really nice, clean routing, just knocking off everything, so that he doesn't have to come back. I mean, we don't have a book, and obviously that ether tablet's still sitting there, but
yeah, the last thing the runners want to see right now is a book. Oh, he did manage to get through without using that, and it's just a heart container. Okay, Ace. Damage boosting into the shield. This is why he skipped that other one earlier.
You're going to turn in that shovel immediately.
Yeah, oh yeah, if you're going to go out of your way to pick it up, you absolutely want to see what it is right away. So we might see the runners in Ice Palace at the same time. And just 5 arrows, or 5 arrow capacity even.
Nito's going to be the first one there.
Yep. Okay, Ace heading back into Legend of Zelda. We'll see if he also does, gets that shovel and does Spike Cave. Oh, he's still got a Hookshot Cave, so he may just do that first.
So we might see a peek into TR as well.
Yeah, I like the idea of peeking into TR. Ideally, you either get something good in that first chest and get... Actually, ideally, you get a bow in that first chest, get kicked right out.
Oh,
or a fire rod.
Yeah, well, if you get a fire rod, you get to finish. Yeah,
and then you finish it. Yeah, like those are your best options. One small key I don't find too bad because that'll just put you into the Chain Chomp's room, and that's such a nasty room that when you come back later, if you get gated there, then you don't have to worry about it anymore. But if you get that second small key, then you're going down the rabbit hole. And we're going to see an icebreaker over on Nito's side. And first time in a while that we're seeing our runners in 2 different places. So that's kind of neat. And 2 different places that neither one is done, I should add.
There we go.
There we go.
The old vanilla big key. All right. Start.
If Ace goes into Turtle Rock, I should say. We have seen Hookshot Cave, and there's nothing there.
Right. I suspect he will. He's probably just seeing if he snags a fire rod in here.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. You don't want to... The worst thing would be to get gated way deep in Turtle Rock and then come back here and, hey, look, there's a fire rod. Oh, and there's that book. Oh...
Yikes.
I hate late books. Those are the worst.
Just fetch quests in completely different places.
Yep. Nito having done everything else on the mountain except Turtle Rock, so that's way out of the way for him. Same thing will be the case for Ace when he gets that, assuming that he doesn't find a nice fire rod and or a bow before that.
I think that was 3 items for Nito. He got like
Nice.
20 rupee book and arrows, so he's
go.
good to go. Very quick.
Well, Ice Palace only the answer if that book is the answer. And here we go. We got a small key. Like I said, if this one's not a small key, then I think we're still, I still think it's pretty good. It's just, if Chain Chomp's the small key, ooh. We go, like I said, going down that rabbit hole.
Be a pretty free cold stare fight coming up here for Nito.
Yeah, the Tempered Sword makes this fight pretty nice. Okay, we're gated by the big key, and we are done with Turtle Rock for now.
Like Ace is going to follow through, maybe pick up the shovel into the Spike Cave.
Yeah, well, he definitely. I don't think he's bought any potions. He can't do Spike Cave on 11 hearts.
Fair enough.
Now, granted, it's not in logic anyway, so. The one good news for him there is that. Why is.
I think
Oh,
he
of course,
forgot about
yes.
the shovel and he just wanted to do Spike Cave, I guess.
Yeah, and realized he can't. So that'll actually gain him back some time. We know the shovel's not going to turn into anything.
Mm-hmm. All right, where's Nito going here? I feel like it's Pod, but we'll see.
Well, he still has Meridia to do.
They both do.
Yeah, well,
Really?
well, Ace of course has done Dragon. This is a Skullwoods play. We have not seen any of Skullwoods.
Fair enough. I mean, we have some mirror spots as well, like Graveyard Ledge.
Yep.
I think it's
really bad
available.
ones. I think it may be the only one left.
Oh, there's a ped check. Okay, I like this from Nito because
he just got that book.
Yeah.
And he knows he can do Mire.
Here we go.
Some kind of flying bomb, so a missile.
Not today.
So that takes down to 3 items if you go to Mire.
True.
Okay, is that a reset into SM?
Maybe refill into Meridia.
Yeah, that could be. Oh yeah, he's got only 11 supers. We haven't seen any of the front of Meridia, so you might route this front to back instead of doing just the back checks that Ace did earlier. I'm honestly more of a fan of going front to back just because as you're trying to get to Dragon, there's all sorts of items you can be looking at, whereas doing the backtrack. Did he never do Red Tower?
No, he has. He routed down through Brinstar, up through Blue Bryn, to wreck ship down to down Red Tower. I'm pretty sure he's done all this.
I just feel like this is about as slow as a way to get. Yeah, because that door is blue. It'd be yellow otherwise. I just feel like this is a very slow way to get to Meridia. Like either you backdoor it, or you go to go from Norfair.
Sorry to cut you off there, but I think he's probably thinking, I want to refill. I want my supers topped off for Batoon and Dragon, and
oh yeah, I totally support the refill. I just feel like you could then go back into Link to the Past, save and quit to the mountain and go in that way.
True. Yeah, that probably might be. I don't even know. You have to take a elevator ride no matter which way.
Yep.
But you're way closer. It's probably pretty close, honestly. This might be more door transitions. Almost certainly is.
Okay, I feel like there's going to be something in the front. Either that bow or that fire rod. It wouldn't surprise me if the one locks the other. And go for the tricky short charge and just blind check the Main Street missiles here.
Meanwhile, Ace picked up that book. He's now heading on to Cold Stare, so we'll see where he ends up from here. He has a lot more options, because he didn't kind of follow through on Landmo. He could go to Pod, he could go to where Nito's going, to Meridia. Mire on the table.
Again, gonna have to be a little bit careful here. Down to 3 hearts. On Green Mail, that is a one-hit KO. Okay, he gets through.
Nothing at Main Street or Crab Supers. Here's a Mama Turtle.
Another bottle. I think that's bottle number 4.
I think so too.
Cape? Have we seen Bumper Ledge?
I don't think so, because they got Mirror and Thieves and then routed south.
Yeah, we haven't seen Skull Woods at all. The only dungeon we've seen that we can't finish is that little bit of Turtle Rock that Ace did.
Looks like Meridia.
Yep,
Or maybe
I could see checking. I could see checking the book. Yeah, he's gonna check. He's gonna check the book. And then he's gonna remember. He's probably gonna pick up that shovel and be. If he really did forget it, it's gonna be the. Oh yeah, the shovel.
You gotta think that both of these runners are pretty nervous right now, but
there's the fire rod. Okay,
yep,
so now we're down to bow mode.
Pretty good.
And just 20 rupees on the ether tab. And it looks like he's just... Oh, he's gonna... where is he going? Oh, he's gonna check the shovel.
Yeah.
And then we might see a flute right back to 1 to go into Meridia. I gotta feel... I mean, that's his densest play, so I gotta feel like that's where he heads.
Yeah, and he has done the Dragon area already.
Yep.
And has the Dragon, so... See where this bow turns up. If it's kind of early on here in Meridia, then might be a pretty even race.
Yeah, Nito's gonna have to decide whether to check Sandpits now or to go straight to Dragon. Shack Tool and Plasma still not in logic because we still don't have a grapple beam. We still don't have Plasma or Screw Attack. And Nito is gonna save scum the Sandpits. What's more interesting is Ace going to check the sandpits or just leave with that fire rod? I feel like he has to at least check one of them. It just makes it cleaner to get out. Maybe he checks both. He saves scums one and then goes down the other. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like you save scum and check those. And
yeah, I think that's what you do.
Probably not Plasma Shack Tool at this point.
No, again, they're not.
PR is available, right? Like that's
yeah.
a huge play right now for both of these guys.
To do Plasma, he'd either have to pseudo screw the pirates or use Speed Booster to kill him. Shack Tool, you'd have to remember to turn that Ice Fiend back on. Yeah, we're gonna see the left sand pit from Nito here. But then after this, Ace definitely goes right into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that or Skull Woods into TR.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I kind of keep forgetting that Skull Woods is a thing because it's just so common that people check it early, regardless of whether it's pendant crystal, regardless of whether you can finish it or not, and we just haven't touched it.
And honestly, that's kind of paid off for both these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Ace is gonna get that cape, which adds another fetch quest to his list since we have not seen Bumper Ledge.
You don't get something in Sandpit?
I
must have missed it in the left Sandpit because he's going around.
Yeah. Our tracker. Yeah, nothing on the tracker. Chad saying has a heart and an E-tank. So where is he going? Oh, he's just going to do Turtle Rock right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he backdoor Dragon.
I guess. I don't like that. You're right there.
Same.
Kill Dragon, get out. Flute back to Turtle Rock. I mean, for all you know, for all he knows, he could get a bow on he could get a bow on Trinex still. Could get a bow on Dragon.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna check that ether tablet now.
So I have a feeling we're going to see 2 runners in Turtle Rock pretty shortly.
Mm-hmm. Ace about to grab that fire rod here and watering hole.
And yeah, I do think he'll save scum the sand pits as well.
Yeah, I think that's a clean route to just leave at this point since he's kind of checked the back. But it will be funny if we see like grapple beam
Yeah, I know.
in TR or something. Oh man.
Grapple beam or plasma screw. You know.
Mhm.
You know, open up those annoying SM checks because once Ace checks Aqueduct and the Sandpit, that's everything in SM for him but Plasma Shack. And I believe that's already everything but no, Neatorific still has the back of Meridia. So not just Plasma Shack, but the other 3 checks as well. So now if I'm Ace, I do right Sandpit first, reset, then go left Sandpit because it's just quicker to get back to the portal.
Agreed.
And that's exactly what he's doing.
Now we're getting to the juicy stuff here in TR. We're gonna see
Yep.
Roller Room. You know, big keys at Chomps.
And if the bow is here in TR, definitely advantage Ace since he's already done Dragon. Now, if Ace chooses to do Skull Woods first, he could get some of that time back. Of course, that bow could still be in Skull Woods, or it could be first check pod. You know?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if it is here in TR, it's probably gonna come down to just execution and routing and GT and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's gonna be neck and neck.
I don't think Ace is going to pick those up. He's just going to get on out with his Fire Rod, and we'll see which dungeon he chooses to clear first. I like the idea of clearing TR first. A couple reasons. One is it's a bad go mode dungeon. It just really is. Not a lot you can skip. Whereas Skull Woods, if you know you don't have to check the items, you just go to the back and you're done. But also he's gonna pop out right here on Death Mountain. Also 5 items for 6 items if you count Mimic Cave versus 2.
Yeah, it's just the density is huge. The downside being that you do have to climb the mountain again.
Yep.
But if you're playing odds, I mean, it's pretty much your best bet. I guess if you're playing if you're if you're playing optimal routing, you just go to pod and get your bow there.
Yeah, open that first chest sitting right there. Ace gonna change it up on us. I think he is gonna go to Skullwoods first.
He's going to Skull. Nito taking a hit there from the laser beam. Getting pretty low. Yeah, now's the time for powder.
Okay, so bow on Skullwoods, bow on TR, bow
at
in
Oswald.
Pod, Meyer, Meyer, anyone? The only places it can't be is a bow locked pod. And I'm not sure if we had one item left in Eastern, but if we do, it's not a bow. Okay, Mimic Cave upcoming. And Ace probably can do the middle into the back. If Moth has the bow. Oh, blue mail.
It's nice, and it's 1 item down.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
He could have used that blue mail in Swamp Palace earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna pay off for him here now with only 4 hearts going into Mothula. Okay, down to Laser Bridge and Trinex.
Well, if you're looking for items, Laser Bridge is your friend.
It is a good place for items. Yeah, it does sound like Nito skipped Mimic Cave. That's an odd choice.
can mirror back, but that's an aggressive play.
Yeah, that especially as thoroughly as he's been routing this entire race, to suddenly skip Mimic Cave, that's just really odd.
With the kind of pressure that's on right now, I guess.
Yeah, 2 away in, and we're still missing that bow and an X-ray after it's completely not useful.
If he hits plasma.
That's true. Yeah,
Just
yeah. He
Dragon
still has.
yet.
Yeah, he hasn't killed Dragon yet, so that could be useful for him. Okay, let's see if there's an item on Moth. Oh, there is. It's a gold sword. So good Skull Woods. Actually,
Great
good that they
routing
stayed out.
through it.
Yeah, good that they stayed out of this earlier because they would have gotten that mail upgrade, which is nice, but then they would have full cleared the front and got nothing out of it.
Yo, dodging around there. Probably see a medical check from Ace here.
Yeah, I think so. Follow that book. Then he's got to go to Turtle Rock.
We have Bombos tablet as well. That's on the table.
Yeah. Oh, our overworld checks. Let's see if what have we not done overworld? Bombos tablet and Graveyard Ledge. Oh yeah, and
Bumper Cave
and Bumper
check.
Cave.
Which we have the cape now, so.
Yep. So Ace gonna do Turtle Rock, and unless there's a bow in Mimic Cave that skipped or on Trinex, he's not gonna get a bow here. But with Nito still having to do the back of Meridia, I feel like Ace probably could very possibly get there first. We'll see if Nito decides to do back of Meridia before doing some of the really bad checks. Although Nito, probably does Skull Woods next.
Probably Skull for Nito.
Yep.
And then I feel like they would go to Pod. Like, just.
Yeah, I mean,
get in there, right? You need to find the big key, anyways.
Yeah, and that first chest, if it's anything but a small key, or a bow, you're just done. You don't have to, bow mode pod, and again, without the progressive bows, it just makes it that much easier to go there.
Going back for Mimic Cave.
Oh, he must have just forgotten. Oh wow, ouch. That's a time loss. I think if it were me, if I just forgot it, I'd just be like, okay, yeah. I mean, if it's there, I'm just done. Like that's such a time loss to go back in. But Nito's, like we said, he's been thorough. He's been checking everything.
He's been thorough, and it's kind of down to it, right? Like there's not that much left.
Yeah, there's so little left.
I'm sure Dragon is weighing on him right now, for sure.
So one of the nice things for Ace, having picked up that gold sword before doing this dungeon, is Trinex is one of the places where you can save the most time with it over Tempered.
That's a really good point.
Also, Ace doesn't have to go check that first chest because he did it earlier, and gonna have an easy time in the Chain Chomp rooms since he's already opened that chest as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna get to the moment of truth pretty soon here on Nito's side.
Here we go.
And just missiles. Okay, so we have, collectively, we have Plasma, Shack Tool, and Super Metroid, and that's it. We have Dipping into Pod. We have Graveyard Ledge. We have Bombos Tablet. And we have Meyer plus Green Pendant.
And Bumper Ledge.
And Bumper Ledge. Nito gonna go to Skull Woods now.
Maybe a little surprised that Ace didn't check Bumper Ledge or Graveyard Ledge, but I guess the way he's been playing, it's consistent with that. It's
Yeah,
kind
I think so.
One track on dungeons that are completable. If you can find stuff along the way, it makes sense.
I feel like...
So we may see those checks.
I feel like for Ace, a nice route into Pod could be Bumper Ledge to Graveyard Ledge to Catfish, since he hasn't checked that.
Fair. Yeah, I don't even know if he's checked the Pyramid either.
I don't think he has.
Yeah. Now, Nito eating some time here in the front of Skull Woods. ended up falling in the hole there. So he's just going to get a lot of nothing here at the start. Might even get the big
Yep.
key as well. So
No, that's a bit of a shame. I'm not a big fan of going front first when you can go straight to the boss. He's gonna remember to check Mimic Cave. So, you know, as we continue to search for this bow, Ace's advantage is that he's already killed Dragon. So he's got more of SM down. He's got only the two SM checks left that are not in logic. Nito's advantage is he's checked all the bad spots. That if Ace decides to start going and killing Landmore, going back into left side swamp, he's going to gain that time back. It'll be interesting to see what Ace does with more bad checks available. I feel like you don't want to commit to any of those just because, you know, it's that whole, if it's there, I'm already screwed. But on the other hand, maybe he decides that maybe my opponent didn't do those, and that might be the better play.
And what's kind of odd is that advantage of Dragon might turn into a disadvantage if Nito goes and checks Shaktul and Plasma, and then the bow is just sitting over there, right?
Yeah,
like
yep.
Draws him over to that area of the world much quicker. But with everything scattered and Ace's skips, maybe it draws him to Pendant Mire quicker, which could be huge. So it's gonna just come down to where this bow is sitting.
Okay, Nito gets his gold sword.
And importantly, a 5th crystal.
Ace getting his X-ray scope that's completely useless for him, as he's killed all the bosses. I mean, going to Pod, get that first chest, maybe it's that grapple beam for Shaktul, or Plasma or Screw Attack for Plasma Beam.
And here's Nito being very thorough. He's going over to what I assume is a bumper ledge check and graveyard ledge right now.
Yeah, and that makes sense for him, having already done Turtle Rock. Ooh, very nice from Ace, the Zero Cycle.
Ooh.
Oh, and there it is!
Wow.
Oh. It's gonna come down to, when is Ace gonna get back over there and follow that cape?
It's not looking good for Ace, but I mean, of his options, it's probably one of the better ones in terms of density. It's just that he was just at Skullwoods.
I know, he's right there.
I don't know if he's gonna get back to that. We'll see.
Does he? It's a quicker check than Meyer, though.
It is quicker. He's gonna go for Spike Cave with that cape.
Yeah, yep. I think that makes sense here. Now Nito gonna go ahead and basically it's gonna come down to, can Ace find that bow in less than the amount of time that Nito does Meridia?
Mm-hmm.
Because their pods are gonna be the same, their Easterns are gonna be the same.
ET could play a role as well, but for the most part, he's got to find it pretty quickly. Next couple minutes here.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't go to Meyer, I think he's fine. If he doesn't go to Meyer and doesn't do any of the big like this left side swamps or the land mows. But if he goes to Meyer, then this would be really bad. Okay, are we floating to 3? Are we floating to 6? Or are we floating to 5? Floating to 5. He's gonna go to Pod. This could be okay, depending on where the big key is. Depending on what this first item is, for that matter. If this is not a key, and it is a key. So he's going to get drawn further into pod.
Yep, and he's got a green bottle that he got from the Waterfall Fairy, so he's probably going to...
No. You don't sequence break it here. You're not going to sequence break a bow for a bow. Like, there's nothing you could get out of that.
That's fair. I guess you can get big key, but...
Yeah, I don't think that's... Yeah,
it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, it seems like an odd play. Another small key.
I guess you just come back with bow later, and you just do bow side if you have to, and then just go straight to the boss.
Yep. And you know, the worst thing is that bow was sitting there for a long time. Now, granted, it would have been a cape search, but they could have peeked that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So for Ace, best case scenario is that the big key is in a really bad spot. Because then he only loses a little bit of time having to double dip this, mostly the trip to get over here. Oh, but the big key is already... I missed it. It must have been vanilla here? That's really bad for Ace.
Yeah, might have been the
full clear this.
Yep.
I don't think this may not even be bow locked at all. Yeah, there it is. Vanilla big key.
Probably making him think, oh, it's a little suspicious.
Yep, not bow locked pod. I mean, have we seen 3 small keys? I guess there could still be 2 on the right side.
Yeah, I think you can actually open... I think this is all logical right now.
It's still logical, yes.
Yeah.
Dark Maze may or may not be logical, depending on whether we find another key or not.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny, we kept talking about the thoroughness of Nito. Losing him a lot of time throughout the race, but it finally paid off with that bumper ledge check that Ace decided to skip after Skullwoods. And we'll see if we have a race on our hands, depending on just how quickly Ace gets back to that. And yeah, this is definitely a completely not bow-locked pod.
No, but at this point... yeah, I guess you could get a bow in this maze. Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, completely not bow-locked.
Pretty rude.
Like, if this had been completely bow-locked, this would have been fine for Ace. Well, fine, depending on where he goes next.
Yeah, it really he has to hit that bow immediately.
And Nito, on the other hand, gonna go into Eastern, gonna finish up Eastern. I suspect he'll go straight to GT from there and do Dragon after he's done with Ganon.
Yeah.
Okay, Ace shaking his head. Okay, where are we fluting to? It's gonna be 6 or it's gonna be 3. If it's 3, then he's good. If it's 6, then we're in a lot of trouble. He's thinking. Oh no, going down the wrong rabbit hole. To be fair, it's 3 items.
But it's longer items per minute, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Oh, he's gonna do Landmo.
Okay, so I guess it's 4-ish items. But it's still more items. Faster items to do the other two.
Checks that he has the other direction are so much faster. You know, you can just peek bumper ledge. You don't have to do anything. Graveyard ledge, which would come after if... we know he wouldn't get there. But graveyard ledge, which would come afterwards, still fairly quick, and then into Catfish and Pyramid. That's, I believe, the only other stuff he has left.
But you're also playing... you know, your opponent, not just the game. So, you know, he might be thinking, hey, you know, Nito's pretty thorough. He's probably looked at Bumper Ledge and, you know, maybe Graveyard Ledge, since Mirror was kind of mid-game-ish. So, you know, if it's there, maybe I've lost.
Yep. We'll see if he continues on into Meyer after this. Landmo may be a little bit quicker. He might be still okay if he like the big thing. I think if he just stays out of Meyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a happy look on Ace's face right now. Yeah, Nito spamming that flute, wanting to get right up to the mountain so he can get into GT. No, this is the Meyer play. Otherwise, you'd flute right away.
Well,
no, that bad mirror portal. Let's see if he chooses to do something else.
Nope.
Nope. I was hoping maybe he'd take that as a sign that this wasn't the right answer.
I appreciate his conviction.
And unfortunately, with Meyer being the green pendant, this will be a full clear. All we can hope for is just the items and the big key to be very quick, and so he gets it done quickly. But if Vidi has an item, then it's going to be a long one.
So where do you like your big keys in Ganon's tower?
I like them early. I'll put in a 5. That's what I usually like to say.
I'm with you. I always put in 1. So.
1's always nice. And one other mention, we do get a heart piece right away in Misery Mire. If Ace finds a Screw Attack, a Plasma Beam, or a Grapple Beam in here, you could really be going down a rabbit hole.
Plasma would be nice for the end game, but it would definitely push him towards checking actual plasma.
More actual bad checks. Okay, Nito going left here, so we might be seeing some Dark Magician strats. I find that a little more common in Link to the Past only. I'm not entirely sure why. Small key for number 2. Piece of heart number 3. Rupees number 4. And there's that grapple beam. So we're safe from Shack Tool. Ace has his big key. I didn't see if he got the second item. But he's not going straight to the boss, so he's got one more item to pick up. We got 6's bomb, 7, small key.
There's Ace's second item, missile pack there.
Okay,
In Meyer.
He gets that on Meyer pretty quickly, but you know, still, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I mean, Nito still has to do Meridia. Ace has already done that, but that's it shouldn't take Nito very long to do it.
Nito with the big.
He's doing tile room.
The tile room. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Must also be feeling behind. Like. He's done all those pendants, and he's didn't
routing
really pay off.
That's super thorough routing, and then finally the one thing that pays off. He's like, well, surely Ace has checked this.
You know, Ace is gonna eat the time to check Sahasrahla here, so.
What's that? 8 small key. This is not a route I'm used to, so you're screwing up with my counting, you know.
Too. Always nice to see.
9 is missiles. 10 is screw attack. 11 is a compass. 12 is rupees. He's going to do some NMG strats with the gold sword here. In the second part of the video, a little bit slower because we don't have a bow. You're like, oh yeah, bow. Wait, no bow. Alright, he's going to turn in that green pendant. I didn't even see what that last item was. That'd be 13, I think?
Yeah, I think it's just a super pack.
Yeah, we're gonna head over to Rand.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Yeah, was that 14? More arrow capacity.
Bleed some bombs. There's that flute to 3. All right.
15, 16, 17 is the big key, and he's gonna mirror on out.
I like the check there. You check for plasma.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, for Nito getting plasma would be really nice.
Ace immediately going to find that bow.
Yep, he's not gonna feel good about it. Let's see what the look on his face is when he sees it. He could have had it quite a while ago. He's right here on the doorstep.
You could have done it right before or after Skull.
Yep. Give me a pretty good poker face there. I'm shaking his maybe a little bit. He might be able to make up a little bit of time with GT Big Key routing, but he still has 2 dungeons, very quick dungeons, but there's still 2 of them that he has to finish off, and that just doesn't seem like this enough time compared to Nito still having to finish off Dragon.
For sure. Yeah, I think Nito's in the driver's seat here.
Yep. Okay, Nito heading through the gauntlet. Got almost all the luxuries you can. I don't have red mail, but I mean, blue mail's pretty nice. This difference between green and blue is just so much more than the difference between blue and red. So I don't think he checks anything up at the top.
I'd check for plasma personally, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, plasma is
it's a tricky call. Yeah. Because he gets it for Dragon, and he gets it for Mother Brain for like stand up.
Yeah, in some sense, even more so the Dragon kill, because he has that X-ray scope, could do microwave strats. Whereas for Mother Brain, he's got some like 75 super missiles.
Ace doesn't
maybe even more
here, so he's investing the time to go get that, and then he'll be off to Helma.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Ace that this pod was just completely not bow locked. It's not even the easy to access chest that has the last key for us.
We'll see how Nito's feeling here. He wants these chests. He's
nope,
at
not
him.
going for it. Honestly, this makes sense. I mean, he just, with all the extra checks he did, definitely not feeling like he's ahead. Obviously the runners have no idea. Yeah, checks the last chest because it's pretty quick and easy. Just gets more money for it.
Be funny if Plasma's just like sitting at Plasma or something.
Yeah, could be.
We'll never know, I think. It's kind of the way this is going. Saw most of the game though.
Yeah, we've seen almost. I mean, even GT, we saw almost everything in GT. Just the vanilla big key area. I think between the two of them, Graveyard Ledge might be the other spot we never saw.
Bombo's tab.
Bombo's tab with Pyramid Fairy.
Yep. And I guess the top of GT.
Yeah, those last three. Yeah, those three chests.
All right, pretty free Ganon fight coming up here. Got everything we need.
Yeah, gold sword, silvers, cape for extra safety, half magic. Not much more you could want. I think Nito even has a blue potion still. And Ganon decides to do a whole lot of warping. This is not standardized between seeds, so these warp patterns are not necessarily the ones that Ace is going to have like they do in Link to the Past only. Yes, as a matter of fact, we did find those arrows in Criteria.
Yeah, way before finding the bow.
Yep.
Ooh, almost had the triple there.
Yeah, he really wanted that torch glitch too, even with the silver arrows.
That's a G for Nito.
Yep, getting that Mother Brain fight, or sorry, that Ganon fight down. We'll have to head to Dragon though now.
You can get there pretty cleanly from here.
Yep.
See him busting out the hook shot to get some speed down these stairs, and just gonna head for that Meridia portal.
Yeah, and actually he's gonna head for the whirlpool first. I still haven't figured out what the fastest way to get here was. I don't know if anybody's ever really timed it. But this is a pretty viable option. You can just jump into this whirlpool and it'll warp you over right where you need to go.
Yeah, I think this might actually be faster. It
might be.
Would be. I should do this more.
He's gonna head over to GT. Yeah, this won't take long. He's also got that grapple beam as an option, so we might see a grapple kill. And yeah, you see he does have 75 max supers, 135 max missiles. This is more than enough for Mother Brain. So the Plasma Beam, which, while it would be nice, not really going to save him a lot of time.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, we see like some X Factor Shine Sparks here to start things off, but looks like maybe just a Shine Spark to start things off, and then Grapple Kill might work well. Okay, maybe not the best way to start things off. But...
not the Shine Spark we were looking for, but looks like he's got that Grapple Beam out. I'm going to go for the Quick Grapple, which is a very fast way, one of the fastest ways to kill Dragon. The so-called 2 in blue is faster, and of course, if you have Plasma with X-ray. And we've had our ice beams off on both sides for a really long time. We'll see if Tito remembers he still has that. He got that super early. Pretty common for runners to turn that ice beam off when this, especially if it's your only beam, because it actually can often slow you down instead of help you out.
Oh, it's the worst.
It is terrible.
Some, I don't know, insect and Brinstar and just ruins your day. Just gets in your way.
And all he has to do is just re-enter Link to the Past, where the game automatically saves. He just needs to reset at that point, and he'll be right back to the ship. Probably wants to take this refill, although even with this ammo count, he maybe doesn't even need it. But yeah, not even take the refill. Okay.
He's got plenty of ammo. He's pretty good.
Yeah, 63 supers with a max 75 is more than enough.
And the 135 missiles is pretty.
I know.
Yeah.
So Ace will save a little bit of time in Ganon's tower because he did not check Tile Room, but he did go and check the right side. So. Ah, there it is. Turns that ice beam back on. All right, gets through, you know, just being nice, slow, and getting those Metroids in room 1.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't have bombs, so he's gonna have to use power bombs now. Honestly, still would have been, yeah, still would have been slower to pick up the bombs though, in considering their location.
He's grouping in last Metroid room, and Ace about to pick up that big key.
Ammo still looks really good there for Nito. Of course, it's 135 missiles. I mean, I always laugh about this, but you get so much ammo in this game without even trying most of the time that you could even just use your missiles on the Zebs and still have enough ammo. Like Nito, in this case, could use missiles on the Zebs and still have enough ammo to get through the fight.
Yep, no refill required.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have charge. So, I mean, like,
we're not gonna. Yeah, even if he did run out, we'd be fine. But it's just funny that the numbers work out that way. You know, not getting the baby skip, but not gonna really make a difference here.
Ooh, nice. We're going to see a speed booster subskip. Or not.
You know, at this point, he just wants to get through this. Switches to missiles so he has more supers for the probably for the MB2 fight, but in the end, not going to matter.
Ace with a pretty clean gauntlet there. Running a little low on health, but still making it through there pretty quick. Okay, I said that, but this Landmo fight has
Yeah, I know for me that Landmo fight,
hard right now.
either I get it get the zero cycle and it's super easy, or I get into trouble. Oh, and Ace taking a death. At least that's not going to be what costs him. All he can do at this point, he hasn't seen the dot done, so all he can do at this point is to go right back in, though.
You just gotta keep on playing, keep on chugging along.
Yep.
Never know.
Of course, without a decent beam combination, really no point in doing any kind of stand-up glitch here.
Yeah, I think doing stand-up does save you, like, some frames, but...
Yeah, you could reposition the
risk.
baby in
Exactly.
some ways, but yeah, the risk reward here I don't think is worth it. Whereas, you know, if you have that plasma beam, then you can save a ton of a number of seconds of time.
He's in a much better position here on Landmo 2. It's a little too late as Nito takes down Mother Brain 2, moves on to Mother Brain 3. And it's poised for his sub 250 finish. Not too shabby.
Well, it's that bow hunt. Yeah, that was that. I mean, gosh, that bow is so visible, available, and yeah, I mean, they never had any reason to go up there since they didn't check Skullwoods early.
They also didn't have the cape early.
They didn't have the cape.
Because I was just sitting at Mama Turtle for a while, so it was hard to justify going up there, especially once you get Mirror and Thieves, and you have to, all of Swamp to go peruse about, and it's just all garbage.
Yep.
Ace not giving those chests up at the top of GT any time of day. Doesn't think the plasma's worth. And he's probably right, because what are the odds?
Well, if he didn't think he was behind before, he knows he's behind now.
Hmm. A pretty clean escape here for Nito.
Yeah. And here we go. Nito entering the ship and finishing up with an official race time of 2:48.35. GG's to neatorific. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to stay with the rest of this. We're not going to be able to watch AceZer0 finish. If you do want to see him finish, you can go to his channel and go ahead and you should follow these runners anyway. Both very good runners. We do have coming up next at 2:10. We have a rematch of the SG Live 2019 finals of the Mario 3 randomizer. That is between Proa007 and Macobra52. So stay tuned to that. I'd like to thank everyone over here on this stream, Alucard, for joining me. SeerX, we haven't mentioned on the tracking, but it's super important. Our trackers never get enough love. Definitely want to thank him and all the people behind SpeedGaming Live. And yeah, stay tuned for Mario 3.
Thanks, everyone.